You might see an old scrap, but what we see is a potential.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is never ending.
We're gonna be taking down this entire wall. We got schooled.
That's the way.
Not even dropping a cigarette. We are in the midst of a massive land renovation while we are completely transforming our barn.
Like a sled.
What the heck?
Hoď vy, to je ono. To je ono.
We need this barn to shelter our camper van, and it won't fit anywhere else. Today we have some really exciting stuff going on, which includes finishing off the main wall in the barn, maybe doing some painting, prepping our new space for this container. We're using this container too. Look at that thing. That is gonna create like an L shape with the other container that we have. This container has been a nuisance for a year. We've been wanting to move it. This has been the view from these windows every day. We wanna turn this land into like a tiny home homestead with an apartment on the top, a camper van here, a container home there, all sorts of well-designed tiny living spaces.
Budeme muset to svázat. Dám ti pevnej špagát, ale opravdu pevné.
You would never know. What is this tape? Who decided for the tape? I'm assuming that's not our long-term solution.
This way, yeah, we're gonna dig a bit of a foundation, pour concrete in, all of the points perfectly leveled. So much better than just sitting the container straight on the ground. They would rain under a few times and they would definitely shift.
Are you ever so happy that you could scream? It's time to build a foundation for the container! Such a pro. Smooths it out, flattens it out. This is such cool teamwork. Like everybody can just read exactly what the other needs. We're mixing the concrete with sand. We've done most of the foundation legs so far. We have a few left. And we're also, to fill up some of the space, as I've shown before, we're using leftover product. Here's the front of the yard. I don't know that we've ever showed this, but you can see these are gonna be in the foundation too. How friggin' cool is that? All of these sheets that you see, they all need to be pre-drilled. So there's a template here.
They made a nice template so they're all even because all these screws will be visible and I like when it looks neat.
12 pallets of pre-drilling. We're not gonna make you watch a time lapse of all of that. Never-ending pallet drilling.
This is never ending. 6 holes per board.
That is easily the most time-consuming process of all of this, is adding all of those, because not only do they need to be pre-drilled, but then to be mounted, they're doing custom cutouts. Things are slanted, not everything is that perfect line. So they're doing a lot of customizations, especially around all of the windows. And each window is a different shape, da da da. So that takes up the most time, so they'll be doing this for a few more days.
Aha. No, tak to bylo bezva úplně. Jo, tak si uložíme čísla a kdyby se něco změnilo, tak si dáme vědět. Tak bezva, tak děkuju, jo? Dobře, nasledanou.
And?
Yes! Yeah! Wednesday morning, the container is moving to its new place.
Yeah! It's happening! It's happening! Yes, 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 yes! A lot of people ask if we own this land. The answer is yes, we do own this land. And I say we because I loop myself in with Lottie. We're not married yet, but this is a lifetime partnership. Him and his dad split the land, and they both were using it to conduct business. So a lot of this is his dad's stuff, and then a lot of it is also Lottie's. But naturally, since his dad is retiring, Lottie is kind of taking over the land and making something much different than originally intended, which I think everybody in the family is really excited about, because this land was just kind of written off as a lumber junkyard space, never a tiny home homestead like we're gonna make it. If you're thinking that this is over the top for the foundation, you're probably right, but it looks amazing. It looks really good for this stage. This family doesn't do anything half-assed. I would take shortcuts, and they would bite me in the butt in 30 years. This will never bite us in the butt. We've trained them, you see. That's normally when we feed them. Say hello. Are you trying to curb your environmental impact? Maybe you're trying to recycle more or stop using single-use plastics, or you have an electric vehicle. But did you know that where you store your money can be negating all of your efforts? That's because big banks are to take your deposits and use your money for lending and investing. And they've contributed over $3.8 trillion to fossil fuel industries since 2016. So let's talk about today's video sponsor, Aspiration. Aspiration is a digital banking alternative that wants to change this. With Aspiration Plus, Aspiration will tally up your gas purchases and buy carbon offsets to make your driving carbon neutral. Their Plant Your Change feature gives you the option to plant a tree every time you use your card. Aspiration is a certified B Corporation, and deposits are FDIC insured through a network of bank partners who have agreed to not lend your money for fossil fuel projects or other harmful industries. And Aspiration has no overdraft, maintenance, or predatory fees. So if you want to support forward-thinking companies, sustainable choices, and environmental causes, support Aspiration today. There's a special offer for our Lottie and Margaret viewers. Head to joinaspiration.com/LNM or click the link at the top of the description to get $50 when you sign up. Okay. Oh, you watched it? Yay! Máš rád? Je dobrá, jo? Jo, datum je trochu komplikovaný, jo? I'm really flattered they watched the video. That's so cool. Because I'm full aware that I look a little bit like a lunatic running around all the time with all of these different cameras. A drone is going, I'm setting up time lapses. It's not casual to have like a DSLR or a drone. Like these are very niche things to be working with and a little bit overwhelming to people. It's pretty cool to that they watched. I'm really happy they watched because I'm perpetually impressed by what they do on a daily basis. And it kind of feels like affirmation that they're equally impressed about what we do on a daily basis. So that's really cool from people that you really respect.
Looks like the ceiling will be done tomorrow, and the last two things will be making the door to connecting the garage with this barn, and also you can see these tiles that's gonna disappear and everything is gonna be concrete. So everything on a wheels will be nicely rolling over.
All smooth.
You might see an old scrap, but what we see is a potential. We're just placing this to the back of the land, so later on when we have some spare time, we can strip this thing off and make a cool guest living on our land. Separate little building with no approval needed, and I guarantee that's gonna be super, super cozy.
All right, it is time to deal with the containers and clearing them out and prepping them to be moved. And how do I even get there? Let's see what inside here looks like. That is a lot of work. I guess that's why humans invented music. This is dusty. That's kind of nice, actually. Whoa! Whoa! We could use this for the barn. That's cool. Let's paint this. Wow. Oh, that makes me happy. We've needed more furniture in there, and I haven't. Pause the thinking. Let me just. I am Alex Honnold. Oh, it's gross, but it's really good, huh? That's so cool. So this is what the outside looks like now, filled to the brim. And look at that beautifully empty container. So good. Now I can actually show you how gross it is inside. What the heck? All coming down here, big window. Mind you, we're not doing this for a long time. We're all working on some batteries today. Look at that. Pretty. Lottie's mad at me. He just left to go for a ride in my winter, pick something up at the post office. We're at the post office every day, shipping parts and such. And he was like, "You still haven't fixed your winter bike brake?" No. We use my winter bike every single day. There is no better bike than my winter, at least in my opinion, but I'm biased. I haven't cleaned this thing in so long. Lottie's bikes always look so nice and mine looks so very obviously used.
Incredible amount of details they do, that's crazy. That takes a lot of time, all of these cutouts and everything, pretty good.
The table already has use. Laddie's dad added this yesterday, which is so cool. Last night after everybody went home, we spent some time here in the garage kind of going through what the redesign will mean, because we're gonna be taking down this entire wall. This whole space is gonna be cut out, and that will be a door that leads into the barn. So that means this needs to move into the barn. I think we'll move the lathe into the barn as well. So this whole space is gonna open up, and also the Audi is not gonna be parked in here anymore. It's going to be over in the barn most of the time. So this entire space is actually gonna be useful working space, free space for us here in the middle, which is always what we wanted. And then we got the car. We just need to take down one of the panoramas, find a new home for it, which shouldn't be too hard. It's too heavy, they're emptying some stuff out. We have no idea what to do with this blue one, not a clue. And I don't know what else we would use it for.